if I hear any kind of pops at all, my situational awareness gets turned on even more, and I'm looking around. I'm making sure that it's not the worst case scenario.
A lot of great things to think about there, Doug. What would you say to the people listening right now who are sheltering in place? What should they be doing right now and not be doing? I would imagine probably not looking out the windows right now, even though intrigue would set in, right, to look out and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. I saw many people standing in their front yards, even downtown. Uh, People were walking up to the police barrier where a block from where the building searches were going on. Never a good idea. The media gets paid to do that. You don't, and a stray bullet can hit you just like it can hit anybody else. Stay inside. Stay away from windows. And if they're watching this right now, they're doing the right thing. They're getting as much information as they can.
Yeah, and as we're kind of looking around here, you see some of the police with the dogs, the canine units,
Hey,
but
brother
you also
Reverend, 20
see
piece.
where this media is staging,
So
which you see some
apparently
people just kind of
there are
standing
shootings
along
going
with the
on all over
reporters there.
Chicago
Doug,
today,
thank you so
over
much
the weekend here.
for lending your expertise to
It
us.
does look
Is there
like
anything else that
a
you would
lot of them are
add
affiliated
about
with
this event
BLM,
or where we move
and
forward
they're
from it?
basically going on a fucking killing
Well, I think
spree.
that going forward, obviously,
Nobody just wants to
people
say
need
it.
to take away from this that it can't
There's
happen
definitely
here.
no way that this is
It's often said, "Oh,
a
I didn't
patriot
think it would
thing.
ever happen here."
We
Well, my neighbors have always said
there's
that,
no way
and
conservatives would
obviously it
attack at
has.
this kind of time
But the one
or
thing I
do
would
this
say
kind
in
of
this
thing.
incident, particularly right
So
now, in
the
addition to staying
the
inside,
BLM kind of
if
outlook
you happen to want to go out
looks more
or are
justified
curious
and
about something and want
legitimate.
to go up to a cop and ask him what's
So
going on, don't do it. They're too busy.
yeah, they're at it
It's
again,
not a good
Brother
idea
Tom.
to, unless you have a particular reason, you're looking
Apparently,
for
this
one or
suspect
something
is
like
still at
that.
large.
Don't bother the cops. They've got
So
something else on their minds.
just wanted to throw it up
But
there
as
and
far as going forward, I think the best
just
thing
kind
to
of
know
add
is that
spreading
if
the
you
word.
go out into things, if you're going
Anybody
to some
that's in
kind of
the
a
area,
celebration,
I'm
always
sure
have
the
your
blood banks
situational
and stuff
awareness
are
turned on.
probably
Know what's
running
going
pretty
on
short
around
today.
you.
So
Listen for changes in
if you do
the
donate
sound
or
that's
you
going on
have
around you.
and you're in the
There
area,
may be
maybe
a noise.
go see if they need a
And of
top
course,
up.
if you hear what you think are
I'm
fireworks,
sure they'll
think
appreciate it.
first instead that they may be gunshots, and just be aware and look around and make sure that you're not in danger.
Yeah. And as Doug said, if you are
Pretty
sheltering
fucking
in place right
horrifying.
now, do just that.
Right at the
Shelter
start of the
in
parade,
place. Don't look out the window.
the
You should
band
be
struck
in your
up, and
front
apparently the
yard.
person
And you hear
started
police say in
shooting
cases
like a
like
few
this too.
seconds
If
beforehand.
you see something suspicious, call them immediately.
And
Do not
as I said,
try
he's
to
still at
be
large.
a
The police
hero.
haven't
If
found
you
him yet.
spot someone you think might be the suspect, call police, call
Apparently, throughout
911
Chicago
immediately.
this
Don't try
weekend,
to take action yourself. The safest bet is to call
we're looking at
the
over
police.
60
You see
people
some
shot.
movement here. It looks
And a lot of
like
it is just
maybe
random.
either
People pulling up
police
in cars and
and
opening fire
fire
on
are going
someone
in the
sitting in the
opposite
parking
direction,
lot or
maybe
in
to
their
stage at a different
yard
location,
or with
or
friends
that they
around a
have cleared
barbecue.
this area. Not sure, but again,
Just
they have
random.
not given
Completely
all
random.
clear for people to come back out. Do want to just make that clear to you, even if you see them in our live picture here moving around and out of our vantage point
It's just fucking
from where
horrible.
our camera is. That's not saying
What's up,
that
brother Bachelor?
they're out
Hello.
you to come back out of your home.
Wow.
Yeah,
A while
crazy
ago
day.
into a press conference with
Yeah, and
Lake
crazy
County.
Sunday. It was here in Denmark, Copenhagen. Had a shooter in
You
one of the
guys had a
malls.
shooter?
Yep. One guy and yeah, not much have come out of the woodworks of what he had, what kind of equipment he had, but apparently he had a. I don't know whether he has a sharpshooting rifle or some sort of sporting rifle or military rifle. Actually,
Right.
it looks the buttstock of it looks a bit like I wouldn't say military grade because you can actually buy hunting rifles that has the same buttstock as a military rifle, the sniper version of it. Yeah, crazy day.
Yeah, no, this is not good, man. They got kids wandering around the streets, little children wandering around freaking out because they can't find their fucking parents. Most likely they've been killed. You know what I mean? They're trying to
Yeah.
kind of do a cleanup while damage control and trying to hunt down this lunatic as well. I mean, we don't know any of the information for like
Nope.
a lot of information actually on the shooter himself. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Who responded selflessly and put themselves at risk to save others. We've had an outpouring of support from federal, state, county, and fellow municipalities of resources and offers of condolences and concern, and we will avail ourselves of everything that they offer to us immediately. At this point, we know that 6 people have lost their lives, and we are grieving for them and their families, members of our community who came out to celebrate together and instead faced this terror. Another 24 have been transported to the hospital. Multiple agencies, including the FBI and state police, are working with our local authorities, and the governor has offered his full support. What we know at this time is this is an active situation, and we urge everyone to remain indoors and be on high alert, but remain
Hey, Brother
calm.
Reaper.
Please contact your loved ones and ensure that they're safe, and let them know that you're safe as well.
All right, we're listening there to the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force, the presser they gave just moments a while ago. They were planning to
Well,
update us
Gunsight,
as they can.
on that,
Listening to the mayor.
on that, like I said, this is not a patriotic type of shooting. I mean, as patriots or conservatives, would you pick the most relevant holiday of your country to go and start killing your own countrymen? Doesn't
Nope.
make a lot of sense. However, it falls right in line with BLM and Antifa. There are some reports, we don't know if they're legit, that says this guy was running around. He's some kind of weird tranny, and he was wearing his BLM t-shirt. So we don't know how legit that information is yet, but you know,
That sounds messed up.
it sounds right up their alley.
Yep.
This is not a patriotic kind of shooting.
No, that was why I laughed at it, because it's full of contradictions.
Mhm.
Situation, very active, actually, is what police described it as. And you heard the mayor there.
As a former member of my country's forces, the army,
has been terrorized today.
I wouldn't
People who are sitting at home right now wondering what
do something
just
like this.
happened.
I would
Very safe,
actually very much
they've always felt safe
throw
there.
myself in harm's way
And that sense
in
of
front
safety
of
has now been
a
shattered
woman
as
with a
you've
kid.
had,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
a shooting that took place here today.
And I mean, there were police at this incident,
And injured
Yep.
about 2
right? Or
dozen
at this
others who were
shooting.
all sent to the
There
hospital.
were
Some
police
of them
there,
from,
and they didn't
gunshot
stop
wounds,
him.
but some
He
of it
was
just
on a
in the
rooftop,
chaos of people running
apparently,
away, trying to
shooting
get
down
away
on the
as
crowd.
quickly as they could.
So
You could
on a
see things were
rooftop, you're fucking
destroyed
completely
all over
isolated.
the sidewalks there.
You don't
Still
get down that
shown all
easily,
over the
right? Or
sidewalks
quickly.
there.
Nope.
As
With
people
police
just
right there, you think
panicked.
they would have
You
had that building
understand that
surrounded
panic.
and nobody's getting out, right?
It's
This is a shooting in Chicago that's going on right now. On
I
the
thought that
outskirts
they
of
had
Chicago.
the cops would have small drones above so that they could monitor the area, houses like
think.
this. Yeah, really. But
Well,
then again,
hang on a sec.
but then again, I wouldn't say it's it crosses my mind that it's negligence that comes to mind. I find it somewhat up the alley to be more negligent.
Sorry, little guy popped in. He's actually down for a nap or with his mom, so I have to deal with him as well.
No.
So I just thought I'd throw this up quick and, like I said,
Yeah.
try to spread the word with everyone.
Yeah.
It's
I feel for the families.
Dude, it's crazy. And I mean,
Yeah.
60 people in a fucking weekend.
Yeah.
60 people last weekend, and like, not only were they all seem like completely random. I mean, the age groups and stuff, the locations, who they were, type of thing, didn't seem to add up from last weekend. And they're saying that these are just random people stopping outside a house from a car, opening fire. Right?
Yeah, that's drive-by shooting.
It's not even drive-by. They apparently stop and get out.
Yeah.
But there was 60 last week and 60 this week, and now this.
And we talk about many killed in the shopping mall in Copenhagen, and we only have at the moment, I guess it's 3. Hello.
You need to hear them.
Weren't any
Hello.
warnings beforehand that at least have been discovered by law
Saying
enforcement.
hello to you.
Hello.
That this was gonna
Hello,
happen.
little fella.
For me, this one is just beyond the pale. I cannot.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I cannot figure out who would
Yeah.
do this and
Like,
why.
these kind of numbers
It
are
does have all
insane,
the
man.
earmarkings of a
In the
Oh,
most
it-
heavily gun-regulated place on earth.
If it's a shooting where 3 people are ended at the setup, or the get-go, we call it basically a mass shooting. That's how few we have that are ended this way, and it's of course it's in conjunction with the Tour de France. The 3rd day was cycling across the Danish countryside.
Yeah, and you're saying there was 3 people?
Yeah, 3 dead and 3 in serious conditions.
Yeah, well, they've
So-
got, I think it's over 16 dead and
Yeah.
40 or 52 or something, they said, in critical condition, or some are in critical condition, but they've been transported to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just chaos. They play the opening clip from somebody's cell phone. The band just started up next to them, and then you just started seeing people running by, like trying to go the other way. This definitely doesn't scream right-wing extremists, which I know they're gonna fucking try to say, right? Because
No. Do you know who they're gonna stick it to? It's not the elephant in the room. It is the MGTOV. They are desperately, because they can call us and everybody else in the manosphere boogeyman. That's oh yeah, we're gonna see it very, very much in the future. That's the way of the future.
sorry, I was just putting my headphones back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, they're most likely going to try to pin it on everybody.
Yeah, the usual suspect,
Yeah,
as we say, and they never fully intend to stick it to the right persons that are in it.
yeah, it is a mass shooting in Chicago. They attacked the Independence Day parade, and as soon as the band basically struck up, they started shooting people. Well,
Yeah.
the one suspect started shooting people. It's one suspect so far that was shooting from a rooftop and somehow managed to get away.
Yeah.
Even though there were police at the parade. So lots of questions yet, no real answers.
If that street would have been in Denmark, you would have seen national flags all over the place.
Yeah.
We are some people from Germany and Italy really says that we have an obsession about our flag. So BLM and what have we, Antifa and the like can stuck their pokey nose
See, and
into a
here,
hornet's nest.
well,
And
we
if they're gonna say that, oh, it's racism and blah 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 blah. Yeah,
th- look at what happened here in Canada just a couple days ago,
yeah.
right? We
I,
our,
I, I told I
you
told
were
my girlfriend
waving,
about it.
you were waving.
She was sorry.
If you were waving our flag and they found it offensive because it might have been a Canadian flag with, say, "fuck Justin Trudeau" on it, you were getting $1,000 fine. But you could everywhere. There's the pride flags, right? Everywhere. Yeah,
Take them down.
like
The pride.
I think there's two things: access to firearms,
being
by
obsessed
young
with your
people,
flag or your
and,
country's patriotic fucking roots.
Yeah.
That's a crime now.
people see
That's what they're shutting down parades here
Yeah.
and planned events now everywhere, right? Out of fear that they could be attacked
and
as
that's where
well.
they get the idea.
Yeah.
That's where it comes
Well,
That's
from.
not-
that's the way that they did actually in Copenhagen because of the mall shooting, and out of respect for the
When you
three
mentioned
persons
the
who are
copycats,
in
and
serious
you hear
condition.
about, we've been going through the number of towns and cities that are canceling their 4th of July.
Even the royal family
You think they're making the right call there?
took
Doug?
the schedule off.
Absolutely.
So
Until the person or persons responsible for this are
Hey Bob,
identified
jump
and
in
apprehended,
because a lot of us don't know this area, and I've been told that this is like your kind of stomping ground.
Think about it. You had
You're
Come
saying
on,
it's
Bob.
if that 1,000
Indiana?
people
I'm
on the
assuming
parade
is
route at
IN.
Highland Park today, you're going to have an equal number, if not more, at fireworks celebrations tonight. And again, now you have cover of darkness.
Even the news linked it to Chicago area.
absolutely, it's
So
the right thing to do. It's
for the
so
rest of us, come in
unfortunate
and clarify if you
it's
can.
happening, but kudos to the law enforcement authorities in Lake
It's in
County and the
Illinois.
FBI for taking that step.
Yeah, how frustrating is it
Why would
for
they keep
those of
linking
you
it?
all who have been or are in law enforcement to see these things continue to happen? And do you ask
Yeah.
yourself, well, what are maybe like the blind spots that are
Yeah.
allowing these young men between the ages
Well, that's
of
because
20 to get these firearms and to
you
carry out
know
these types
the
of
orange man bad position. He is a straight white male. Yeah, and then we have the Ukraine flag.
I wish I had an answer for you.
Right.
There are usually signs, even with the shooting that we had in Uvalde recently. People that knew.
Oh, it's very suspect.
Knew he was. Knew
Definitely, like I said, no way. It's not patriotic MO, right?
Nope.
If patriots were to be involved in this, or the extreme right wing, like they're most likely going to say it is, because I can see Beetlejuice saying it right now.
And that is the biggest problem.
It doesn't fit the MO. Now, I'm not saying the extremists couldn't change up their MOs, but it wouldn't get the reaction that they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Bad, I wouldn't say bad press is anything good, but it's bad for their the image.
We mentioned, a lot of cities.
And do you
towns
know
are
whose
canceling
image it
their
really
events.
doesn't
Not
affect?
all have at this point.
The
BLM?
So to
the
any families who
BLM
are
and
watching,
Antifa groups
we
from the
don't wanna
left wing
live in
extremists
fear.
doesn't
Absolutely
affect them at
not.
all
But
because
any families who are
they
watching who maybe still
they have
plan
no
to go to
fucking
something today.
sense of decency
Anything they should
or
be aware
respect
of,
for anything.
about
So I
a
mean,
plan
laws
to
don't
keep
apply
their
to them,
family safe. God
right?
forbid
Yep.
anything
They're
happens or
complete
arises that
fucking
night, they
anarchists,
may be
and
going to. I
they're
think it's always good
government
to
funded.
keep in mind
Yeah, rock the
safety
boat.
tips or
Yeah,
any
rock the
common
boat
safety
more.
tips or
Yeah,
advice
but they
you
did
wanna
get the
share with
results they
families
would
and
want, which
people
is
today.
Yeah.
any sense of
The most
pride,
important thing is
celebration,
situational
or
awareness.
celebration of your
Know where
country's
you are,
history
know your
shut down,
and
right?
unfortunately, you have to be alert.
They probably
Look
didn't
for
have enough
someone that's out
trannies
of
in the
place,
fucking mix.
on a warm day like this, if they're wearing
There was
a
not
heavy
enough tranny
overcoat,
floats.
possibly to conceal a weapon, that's a clue. And we can't discount those anymore. Have a method of
What are the odds
know
the
how you got
shooters?
into the venue, know how you're going to get out
Really?
of the venue.
Well, they found his weapon apparently, but he's gotten away.
Words, having
That's,
a conversation right now. But
That's very
unfortunately, it's become
suspicious
a
because they were right
fashion
there.
in the United States in the 21st
Like the
century.
response time was literally like
Yeah,
damn near
Ross,
instant.
will you kind of just
He was
talk
on a
to
rooftop of
the
a building.
difference
That
in,
isolates
the
you.
law enforcement that's
Yeah.
there,
He's not jumping from building to
police
building. He's
officers
not
versus what
Spider-Man.
the FBI's
Nope.
exact role would be in
But
this?
he's isolated in a building. It wouldn't take long to fucking zero in on him,
Highland Park
surround that
Police,
building
obviously
before
were
he
on
could
scene.
get
They were
downstairs back
providing
to the streets and
crowd
out. But yet
control,
somehow he's
traffic
managed to do
control.
it.
Yeah.
How many
I'll
officers
be
they
back
had,
in a moment.
how you were preparing for it.
Yeah,
I'm
apparently it was
sure
a
I know
white
the chief of
male,
Highland
but he
Park,
may be transgendered
very
and wearing a
competent
fucking
professional
BLM t-shirt.
individual.
Who knows?
But who's going to expect something like this?
I believe they did say he was a white male between the ages of 18 and 24.
So right now, the Highland Park Police
So,
are helping.
but then
within the
again,
community,
we,
helping to manage the
BLM
crime
and
scene,
Antifa are full of white
helping to
males.
get medical
So
attention to those
that don't
who
narrow
need
it down
and-
either.
And they'll be doing some initial processing of.
Just
of
give
the
me a
area.
second here.
But the FBI has far more resources locally and nationally than the Highland Park Police Department. And they're going to be bringing those resources in mass to Highland Park to do a thorough canvass of the neighborhood, securing video evidence, interviewing witnesses. I'm sure there's scores of witnesses of people that were near the shooter when this happened. They saw something. The amount of evidence that they're going to collect, both testimonial and physical, I'm sure is going to be
I'm back.
overwhelming. And then more importantly,
No, I mean all of these shootings so far look exactly right up the fucking Antifa and BLM's fucking MO.
But who knows? But
You
the
know,
FBI has the
it's cowardice,
resources
right? They just randomly
locally
pulling
and
up on
nationally
people
to
and
try
shooting
find
them
this
and then
person.
fucking driving
And
off.
Another key component of this investigation is going to be the digital footprint that this person's left behind,
Right.
checking social media, emails. And the FBI is
Currently,
doing that.
Ross,
not
before we let
saying
you
that
go, I
they've
wanna
got
ask
him
you
in
too, you just
custody
talked
yet.
about the digital footprint. I'd imagine so many people had their cell phones out, and we know the Major Crimes Task Force is asking people with surveillance video in that area to share. the
Yeah, he
video
might have
with them.
committed
But I
suicide,
imagine
Stone
folks with
Reaper, with 2 to the
smartphones,
back of the
captured
head.
some
That sounds
fantastic
right up there.
video of what happened too. Talk about the importance of video or
Yeah.
surveillance for officers and the FBI agents in an investigation like this as well.
Wouldn't that be suspect?
Oh, in solving this
But where is
case,
it they say that
identifying the
all of
shooter,
Chicago's
there's nothing more valuable
guns
than
come in
video
from?
evidence. That's how the Boston
Is it,
Marathon bombing was solved, from cell phone
it's
video
not
of
Kansas,
people who were
no.
watching the race, and they inadvertently
Oh,
caught
remind me,
the
guys, where
bombers
do they
as
say
were
that they all
planning the
flow in
device.
from? The
The same thing
leftists love to
is
say,
gonna
oh,
occur
this
here,
is flowing
and
in
I'm
from
sure
a pro-gun
people that
state
were
right
filming
next
at the
door,
parade,
I believe, or a couple
filming
states
their loved
over.
ones as they were watching,
Texas?
inadvertently caught
What?
images
Texas? No,
of
it
the
wasn't
shooter or
Texas.
shooters as
Indiana?
they were engaged in shooting or preparing to, or fleeing from the scene. And those images are going to be
Or
so
they could
valuable
come
to law
come
they
from
say
Iran.
Yeah, they're saying that they're
once
flowing
they're in a safe
into
place
places
and
like
they have the
Chicago and stuff
wherewithal to
from
check their
Indiana,
phone
which
and
is a
take a look at it.
pro-gun state.
Don't
But I
assume
thought
that it's a benign video.
Chicago was in Indiana.
Thank
No.
you,
Little
Ross.
detail matters at this point. We appreciate your insight. and
Sorry, I'm
perspective,
off my
Ross.
map here.
We, as we continue to cover
But
this,
either way,
very tragic situation.
wouldn't it
that's
be
taken place
would it be
there.
shocking to see
We're
them
also
finding a
calling
fucking
in,
gun that
more
says a
resources on
purchase
our
in
side
Indiana
as well to
or
make
wherever
sure
they
that we
fucking
get
left
the
us
best
say
coverage
it's purchased
possible.
from?
So,
Like,
yes, it is a holiday,
that
but a
wouldn't
lot of
surprise
people
me
are
at all.
coming in to
Be
make
like,
sure.
look,
No, no,
look
no,
at
no,
our
no,
evidence.
no.
Yeah, it's
It
at the
wouldn't come
Highland
up
Park
this way.
Fire Department.
No,
Anthony, what's the latest there?
it would be.
Yes, Anita and Terrence. Let me just comment on a couple of things Ross Rice mentioned. He said the Highland Park Police Department is not going to be dealing with by themselves, and that there would be other law enforcement agencies responding en masse. If anything, that was an understatement. I've been a reporter in this market for many, many years. I don't think I've quite ever seen the law enforcement response that we are seeing up here in Highland Park this afternoon. Dozens of agencies, a lot of them in SWAT gear. I've seen a number of these armored vehicles like the one you see behind me. Again, the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force assisting Highland Park and many other jurisdictions in this response. Right now, we are waiting for another update. This is the staging area where they have the media getting ready to listen to the latest remarks from Highland Park Police leadership, along with the city administrators from the city of Highland Park. About 45 minutes ago, they said they'd be providing an update right around now. So it should happen at any point. I'll just give you the very latest for any viewers that are just joining us. This afternoon, the shooting unfolded just after 10 a.m. during the Highland Park 4th of July parade. Reportedly, the gunman between 18 and 20 years old was up on a rooftop when he started opening fire, killing 6 people, injuring 24 others who are right now at area hospitals as the manhunt for this shooter continues. It seems widespread. I myself live in the northern suburbs, and I can tell you on my block, even 5 or 6 miles south of here, nobody was outside. The Highland Park authorities here have placed the community here, ordered them to shelter in place. There's not many people outside other than members of the media and members of law enforcement. As this manhunt continues here this afternoon, I just saw another team of SWAT deploy. Again, we are a few blocks west of downtown, west of the scene where this happened. So teams are still deploying. They're in full tactical gear.
Really does seem
Ross
that way,
Rice
Logic.
be able to comment
Yeah.
in a more educated way than I can about the nature of the exact search. But again, the latest we're hearing is that the suspect is still on the loose. He's to be considered armed and dangerous. The other thing that Ross mentioned that I want to elaborate on is he mentioned the need for any of those surveillance videos or photos. This happened during an event where a lot of people were at. 1-800-CALL-FBI is the number that you need to keep in mind if you think you have
And the
anything
Ukraine
that
flag
might
still.
help out the search for the suspect. The latest description they have released is that he was a white male between the ages of 18 and 20 with a small build and long black hair, longer black hair is how he is described. Again, Terrence and Anita, we are waiting any moment for an update from Highland Park Police Authority.
Shit.
Sorry, what was that, buddy?
Oh, they had they were flagging with the Ukraine flag also. Yeah.
And I mean, just from that description alone, it sounds like a it sounds like
Tranny.
one of our BLM trannies. Hey, buddy. Hang on. Hey, brother Bob.
Okay, Chris, this whole thing has got me confused myself, all right, because there is a Highland Park, Illinois, but there's also a Highland Park, Indiana. And from what I seen earlier on my Citizen app, I usually get the report, it's Highland Park, Indiana.
Well, the news is saying that it's your neck of the woods. So that's Illinois,
it's
right?
still, even if it's Highland Park, Indiana, it's still our neck of the woods. Highland Park, Gary, and even Whiting, Indiana are just over the border. They are literally like 20 minutes outside of town. You can take the Skyway, and you will be in Indiana in less than 20 minutes. Although conveniently, I've noticed from this broadcast, they have not said what town, what state it is. They just say Highland Park, and I seen on one of the state troopers badges. Or one of the badges, it looks like Indiana cops to me.
So you're thinking it's not your neck of the woods?
No, it's not. But it's close enough to where it's considered Chicagoland, and it would be part of it.
We might be going.
Good morning. Just tragic. Well, what's the latest there? Are you seeing? Because we were hearing from Ross and Doug as well. They're saying the people.
So like this has even got me confused.
It says Fox 32 Chicago, dude.
Their faces pressed.
Yeah, but Fox 32 Chicago covers basically all of Chicago. And Chicagoland is huge, Chris. It literally goes from almost Wisconsin all the way to Indiana.
I've talked to the man who I told you earlier.
That's how big the Chicagoland area is. Okay, according to Google, Highland Park. All right, Ape, but look up Highland Park, Indiana, not Highland Park, Illinois.
Went into the nearest store, and now she is in there. We haven't seen any of the civilians been able to be released from wherever it was that they took.
Yeah, I just heard about this on my way home because I was just coming home from the country, which is from I would have been passing through Highland, Indiana, actually, but it would have been well after.
That had come in has already left. The fire truck that was here.
You could have been our guy on the ground.
This is after all of the.
In Illinois, we usually don't have these black type of cop cars.
Suffering some kind of
ours are usually white.
Issue that another police department, the Northbrook Police Department, came in and brought some water.
Yeah,
to the
they're really
scene.
not showing
And
much
so
in the
it is
footage here,
quiet
and conveniently, they are not reporting what state it is in.
Rice indicated,
You
the
see those
badges?
investigation has reached a different
Those
development,
are
a
Indiana
different
uniforms.
level. I saw an FBI evidence team walking
I think
in
it says
as well,
Glencoe on it,
and
maybe.
big
I'm
vehicles
not sure.
carrying police officers who appear to
Yeah,
be
so
wearing
like I said, this whole
military
thing has got me
style
confused too,
uniforms. They
because
have also arrived on the
literally they
scene.
are not
So
saying
it
what
looks like
state
we're
it is.
looking at a crime scene investigation, a big
Uh,
scene.
Let's see if we can get some badges
With
here.
that flagpole is 2nd Avenue. You're
degrees are good. Doesn't say what's
looking at
on
East South
there.
Central Avenue. We are at Green Bay, which is blocked off, and we're told that the shooting took place in
Oh,
the
brother
following
mouth
block
agape, eh?
down
Hello, sir.
where Walker Brothers
Hey, I
Pinball
was just looking on the internet, and CBS News is reporting it as Highland Park, Illinois.
Highland Park, Illinois.
Okay, so
shooting
that's more towards the Wisconsin border, actually. So that's
Yeah,
way
they
up
say it's
north.
25 miles north of
walking around
downtown
with their
Chicago.
weapons,
Yeah, I
taking
mean,
a
you're
look
practically
up-
in
upstairs up
Wisconsin
there
at that
too.
point.
But right now it seems very quiet.
Although
that's
this
one news
this is
story.
kind of
So
civilians who have took
yeah,
shelter in
this is kind of
stores
suspect because Highland Park is a very very affluent,
Joni.
high end
We know
neighborhood.
it has been a
I
heavy
mean,
morning for
there's a lot of
you,
rich people that live
both
up
on
there,
what you
so
were covering early this
it
morning,
does,
and then
definitely
now
sounds
coming to
suspect at
this. And
best.
we know it's a heavy morning for so many of you all who are watching right now. Either you're watching because you're sheltered in place somewhere, or you're watching because you've heard about what's taken place there in Highland Park, and you're here information about what's happening. And we do want to let you know that we're about 5 minutes or so away from another press conference. This will be with the Lake County
Sorry, my mic
Major
was muted.
Crimes
The little
Task
guy wanted to
Force.
say hi to
This
Ape.
is the staging area. You can see there are quite a few mics there.
Well, he
And that is
disconnected.
because there are TV stations from all over the state, the city, and
Fire
at this point now
department,
the
I believe.
country that are following this story that's taken place in Highland Park, a small community here in Illinois, right outside of Chicago, where people have talked this morning about the friendly nature of everyone there, how everyone knows each other, how this was a major event for the city that everyone loves to come out to. Generations of people that have
So,
come
Bob,
out to
your state,
this
right?
event that has now changed
Yep,
forever.
yeah,
We
that's
didn't even
Highland Park.
have it
It's
for the
way
last
up
2
north.
years because of COVID.
I wouldn't even
Brought it
consider
back
part of
this year,
this to be
and
Chicago.
on a day that we should be celebrating and only hearing pops from fireworks.
Like if somebody
they
came in
heard
town and
gunshots
told
that
me, hey,
rang
yeah,
out
I'm from
from a
Chicago, and then I
rooftop
found out they
there
were from Highland
and
Park,
took
I
the
would tell them
lives
to get the
of
fuck out of
6
here.
people and
Okay.
changed the lives of so many others forever.
Well,
Like Highland
some
Park
of us
is like
don't
a
know
rich
that stuff,
suburb.
right?
Mom, dad, brother,
Yeah,
sister.
I mean, like
uncle, niece,
like
nephew,
the
you name
person's
it.
kid
And
would
one of
have
the
to be
witnesses
their
I spoke
parents
to
would be
earlier said
doctors
it's
and
not a
lawyers
matter
and
of
shit like that.
if will I know someone who has died
No
or
problem,
been
gun
injured.
sight, brother.
I will know for
It's
sure.
not a very happy
someone who has
4th of
passed
July for
away
you guys' area, man.
and have been
Like
injured
60 people
today.
shot
So
over the
that just
weekend,
goes to show
and
you
fucking
just
this going
how
on right
tight
now.
this community is.
60
But
people,
the
that's
mayor
it?
say just
That's
the
it? So
number
this
of
is
Isn't that enough?
normal for you
heroes
guys?
that stepped in to help each other. the
Yeah,
selfless
they even
individuals who
reported
help
that.
get
I'm surprised they
kids out of
reported
the way,
that.
help get kids to safety,
Jesus
help
Christ. And you
get
think
elderly
gun
to
control is
safety as
working
well. A
there?
number of those stores and businesses that were a safe space.
That's the problem. We
Space
have too
for
much gun
people
control.
to evacuate to.
And I know you guys were
Yeah,
talking about
and
where all the
so
guns
the
coming
last
from.
time that we were listening into
And
this task force, the
mainly
Commander
everybody blames it on Indiana. Actually, what
Yeah.
they do. But I've actually seen videos of people who have lived in our gang infested areas, who people who moved out, and
Hang
have
on,
told
Bob. This
stories
is gonna be
about how the
report we're
feds would
waiting on.
just
That's coming out is preliminary. We're trying to give you as much information as we possibly can in a timely way, where we're not going to impact criminal investigation, impact the safety of those on the scene actively looking for this individual, or impact the safety of anybody else. So please keep that in mind. Information might change. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to the commander. He's going to go over and talk about the initial scene
Hey, Ape,
response.
the little guy
what
wanted to
that
say hi
sounded
to
like,
you,
what
but
that
I
looked like.
forgot I had it muted.
Greetings, Commander Chris O'Neill, Highland Park Police. Last name Oneill. This morning at 10:14 a.m., Highland Park Police and Fire Department units were on scene for the 4th of July parade that started at City Hall at St. John's by the train station, which ran to Central Avenue and then west to Sunset Park. Around 10:14 p.m., we heard loud reports, which we perceived as gunfire. Highland Park Police parade units immediately ran to the plaza area, the source, to locate and identify the source. of the noise and the gunshots and gunfire, we immediately identified that people were down, that we had numerous people injured and shot. We communicated that information with our police dispatch, coordinated a medical response with the fire departments, and began setting up a inner and outer perimeter, and also requested additional outside resources. We established a command post staging area here at the fire station on Central Avenue, and we continue to obtain information or gather information to try to coordinate who was doing the shooting and where that person was last seen. Firearm evidence was located on a rooftop of a nearby business that was secured. Suspect description that we had at the time was broadcasted on the police radio and shared with responding and on-scene units. Highland Park Police and fire personnel began transporting injured parties to the Highland Park Police Department, and additional resources helped us at the scene. We had an on-scene police commander, which was myself. Our patrol supervisor handled city-wide command for any other incidents, and then we had a commander assigned here at the fire station for the command post.
Most importantly, as far as the investigative aspect goes of this, and this is two-pronged at this time. Number one, we are aggressively looking for the individual who's responsible for this shooting. Number two, we have the criminal investigation that is occurring simultaneously. We're asking anybody with any video surveillance that they may have, please review your cell phones if you were snapping pictures in the area of 2nd and Central today. That could help investigators. They may see something in there that may be useful and allow them to proceed further with the investigation. Any business owners in that area, we're asking, please review your video surveillance. If you have any video surveillance of that area at that time, even if you don't see anything in there, we would love to be able to take a look at that so we can further our investigation. Again, the FBI is working in conjunction with us. We have well over 100 law enforcement officers out here on the scene doing the investigation on one side and doing the apprehension efforts on the other. So this is very active. It's going to remain very active for the time to come. I'll try to answer some questions that I can. But again, please understand we can't give away certain aspects of the investigation. We don't want to negatively impact. We want to arrest the offender.
Was the building sealed where the rifle was recovered and the witness statements?
I'm not sure of that right now.
Are there any threats online or social media against the parade at all?
None that I am aware of. Certainly investigators are combing through social media to see if there's any clues or any information that they can uncover through social media that might help them with the investigation.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah. Like I said, man,
As of now, we have
thousands of people, all the cell phones.
Transported to area hospitals.
Count?
Yeah.
Hospitals.
Your
Some
information
hospitals did require going on bypass due to
where you were
receiving,
and
traumatic victims and such a high number of them. So hospitals throughout the region, both Lake and Cook County, received patients from this, and their conditions range, some critical, some serious.
Was there any point when officers had sight of the suspect or made any contact with the suspect?
My understanding as of now is they ran for the gunfire. However, the suspect ceased firing right around that point when they got close.
And on top of the building, discreetly or hide themselves during the shooting, or was he just on top of a roof and plain sight?
All indications is he was discreet and he was very difficult to see.
Any information on the age of the
Reload. Some witnesses thought he might have stopped to reload.
That's something we're looking at. Certainly evidence technicians are going to collect the rounds that were discharged from the firearm. Another thing to remember, this is what is being considered as a very massive scene. It's very large. Where the shooting took
Massive
place,
scene,
2nd and Central,
thousands of
but as
people, all
fled from
with
the
cell
area,
phones, most
there's
likely,
evidence and other things
and they're
that
having
may
a
have
hard
gotten
time
caught on their
finding
shoes,
video
kicked around.
footage.
So it's a very large scene.
Come
We're
on now.
very fortunate to have the support of the FBI.
Come on.
But we're not going to leave any stones unturned. We're going to look at every angle of this throughout the investigation and try to figure it out. As far as ages of the victims, the Lake County coroner will hopefully be here for our 3:00 press briefing, and we'll be able to provide some information.
I'll be back in just a sec.
What I know as of now, several of the deceased victims unfortunately perished at the scene, and it sounds like one of them was.
So now they're
transported to an area
saying it's
hospital,
6 dead.
where they're perished. Again, this is preliminary
Okay, because
information
on the
changes,
original,
especially
'cause
when
I have
there's
like the Citizen
close
app
to
and
30
stuff like
people
that. That gives
transported to
me
various hospitals.
notifications of like anything that happens around me.
What I'll
And
say right now
initially, they
is it
reported
was a
9
high-powered
dead.
rifle.
Oh,
I can't go into details
so
just yet. We will
the Fox
release that
News doesn't know
information as soon
the
as we
answer.
can.
Huh.
We walk a fine line with any criminal investigation where we don't want to provide too much external information that could negatively impact what our detectives are doing.
Do you know if the targets were the people targeted were marching in the parade or spectators or specific groups?
Yeah, it's a very sad situation where it sounds like spectators were targeted, and even those that were marching through. The parade was approximately 3/4 of the way through when the shooting occurred. So very random, very intentional, and a very sad day.
Can you tell us anything more about the
We are working really hard to try to pinpoint where they could be. It's I don't want to give bad information. He could be in the city. He could be somewhere else. But
It could be somewhere else. How fucking far could he have gotten?
Yeah,
Especially if they close off the area,
very
right?
large conglomerate of law
Yeah, dude,
enforcement
he was
working
on a
together
rooftop
hand in hand.
in the middle of the fucking
The
parade.
Lake County Major Crime Task Force
Well, you know,
and the
Mouthing
FBI are
Ape
leading
says, you know, he
the
could have
criminal
just
investigation
Neo
into this, along with Highland
pulled
Park
a Neo
Police.
and
They're very involved.
matrixed his
Highland
ass
Park
off the
Police
roof.
led the initial
Yeah,
incident
totally, I
response
suppose.
and incident command when this was all rapidly unfolding. As far as the search for the individual, we have
Yeah, I kind of find this hard to believe that this would happen in Highland Park.
Police. We have NIPUS.
This
we have
this
other
smells
SWAT
like
teams
a
that are on the scene
FEMA
here
disaster
and all
drill.
working together to further that aspect as well.
Running. Because again, we got
We're
no
working
footage
as
of
hard
blood,
as we can.
right?
I mean, and
Oh, yeah, we
want
do.
to make sure
Yeah,
that
we do.
The information
do we have any blood?
we're receiving and,
Yeah.
and putting out is accurate, and
Okay.
that when
It's,
the individual is apprehended, it's
it
the
was-
correct individual.
it was
They're
on
making-
here
They're working. They're working
just
hard.
before I started.
Okay. Because that's one thing. That's one thing they never show you now.
Yeah, it was wasn't a
I
lot,
might be
but
able to
they
provide that a
showed
little later. I
you
don't
know,
have that right now.
one puddle that was by
Let's do a couple more questions.
one of those like round cement and stone sitting benches with
My
a
name is
tree in the middle
Christopher
type of thing.
Covelli, COVELLI,
Okay, and just some blood on the ground
and
and
I'm the
stuff like that?
spokesman for the Lake
Yeah.
County Major Crime Task Force.
Okay.
Not a lot, like I said, enough for probably somebody to bleed out if they took one
Well,
to the head.
That's more than they usually show you. So.
Well, I think there's a couple ways communities are going to
Hey,
look at it.
Reaper,
Number
you
one,
could be onto
you have
something.
a tragic, massive
It was
act
Harry
of
Potter.
violence that was rammed up here
It could
today
be
at
one
a
of the,
community event where people
Patrol.
were together to celebrate, and the offender still has not been apprehended thus
What
far.
were those things
So,
again? There was the
you know,
cloak, a wand, and the
could this
stone.
happen again? We don't know what his intentions are at this
Can't
point. So
remember.
certainly,
Not a big Harry
Maybe
we're
Potter.
not
not.
sure of that. And on the other hand, I think there's a lot of communities that are not looking forward to celebrating after something like
Well,
this
that's
happens
pretty
right in
cool.
their backyard.
I'd
As
give
of
this
right
thing
now, the
24
information I have
hours
is
and
there
let's
are
see what
6
the internet
deceased.
says. I'm sure they'll pick it apart.
Nothing more about the people in the crowd.
Yeah.
There were, and I'm sure they will come forward in the
They
days to
said
come.
that he
But
was
there
a
were a number
white
of
male
heroic
and
actions
he
by
has
members
long
of
hair.
the community, by
And he's
police, by first responders.
or somebody
They
who
rushed
was
in and immediately tended to the
into
victims,
something.
tried to get them help.
Didn't
More to come on that later. Right now, our focus is on the
white
investigation
young
and catching
male
this guy.
with
So,
long dark hair, possibly transgender, possibly wearing a BLM
So
t-shirt.
Highland Park
Yeah.
Police has established a family and friends reunification.
But everything
post
combined
at the
together.
Highland Park Police Department. So
Huh?
anybody that's looking for somebody or anybody that
I said, "Who's
got
the girl
lost
in the
or
skirt?"
separated during
Nice.
the event, they can go there.
Oh, I didn't
The
see.
reunification's happening there. Again, folks,
People are sheltering in place at nearby businesses there. Are they still being told to stay there?
some people, business owners, employees of businesses have waited in their buildings for police escort. Right now, the SWAT team is escorting people out of those buildings, getting them to safety, and being there for them so they feel comfortable as they're leaving the facility.
I hope they don't have
3 o'clock, we'll be back. Thank
anybody
you,
from
folks.
Uvalde.
Yeah, you know what this is.
Stewards.
This is a Highland Park too. I bet you they have some of the strictest gun rules going around too. Like I said, this is a high affluent neighborhood. So
The latest on their
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah,
They-
Poopin, you're
they
not
probably
wrong,
have
dude.
stricter. They probably have stricter rules than
Information might
Chicago
change.
itself.
Also, give us an update on those that are injured, saying some are serious, some are critical as well, and more than 100 law enforcement officers are there on the scene helping with this investigation. A very large scene. He said, yes, of course, this happened on 2nd and Central, but people who ran away or ran for their lives may have taken a bit of evidence with them on their shoes or
So,
whatever
Chris,
they were carrying
any
with them.
any
So
update on
it's a
the
large
on the
scene and they're
Tinder
covering every
profile?
angle.
I didn't see you
Yeah,
post anything on it. Although
I've got 5 or 6 that have added me to a match list, but because I can't see the matches on here because it's not a paid account, right? But I'm up to 14. I think we
so
went
it's
from
growing.
11 to 14, so we're up 5.
That was so much fun doing that, by the way.
Well, we're gonna do Plenty of Fish next, and that one anybody can message anyone. So once we get on that one, there's no need for a match, right?
You only needs one thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna be able to sit back and just fucking watch the hate mail come in. It's gonna be fucking glorious.
So Chris, isn't today a holiday for you guys too? Isn't it Canada Day or some shit?
No, Canada Day was on the 1st.
That was on the 1st.
Yeah.
What was this shit? What was the shit I seen last night that the truckers were out over at Windsor again, telling Trudeau to go fuck himself or something?
Yeah, they've gone back to Ottawa for their 2nd round, right? So, but because they're handing out fines left, right, and center for, fuck Trudeau flags and, saying anything too loudly, it kind of fits with the narrative of what's going on here, if you ask me. Like, this is what they want, right? They want your parade shut down. They want you to fucking not be or to not feel safe to go anywhere for celebrations of your country's founding or independence or celebrations, right? Anything that's pro our countries.
Papier bitte.
It has to be shut down, right? They have to shut it down. That's why I said this does not look like a patriotic kind of thing, like it's not a right-wing extremist going off and fucking shooting people on the fucking the holiday, right? It just doesn't fit the narrative, but it does fit fucking BLM and Antifa's narrative, right?
Yeah.
Now parades are being shut down. Oh, what is happening?
Yeah, it's definitely got the NWO's,
of a family, or if you are separated from
modus
anyone,
apparatus tied on it. Well, then again, they only have one play in their playbook anyway.
Yeah.
And that's these false flags.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be hilarious if Mandy responded to your Tinder profile, Chris.
Oh, that's funny. No, if we do the POF thing, we should probably do that tonight, I guess. We could probably use a good cheering up after this fucking horse shit.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that part of
What?
them saying something to your Tinder profile.
Oh, well, yeah, we redid my Tinder bio and we made it as red pill as we could. The upside to the PUF or POF one, it doesn't seem to have a character limit, so you can put in as much as you want for details. You can add more pictures, plus anybody can message you. Right? So you don't have to match to get messages.
All right.
So, yeah, Mouth Gay Babe, it really does fit the glowy narratives of what they would like to push, man. This does not sound like a right-wing extremist doing this. It really doesn't. Just doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, it's all very convenient.
Yeah.
A short mother effer with long fake hair and right.
Yeah. Yeah. On a roof, on a building, isolated.
I mean, just look at what we're just seeing and what we just saw, right? We got these cops, they're lined up here, right? They're not doing anything. On the last clip, you had 2 of them just fly off while all the rest of them were sitting around. Where were they going? Why weren't the rest of them moving? I mean, what time is during, is that during the event that it's taking place?
Well, sorry, to go with what Mouth Gay Babe just said right there.
Yep.
they get the results they want. Like I said, other places now have shut down their celebrations for today. They're not
You know
doing
what,
it
Chris?
out of fear.
The more and more I'm looking at this footage, you know what it looks like to me? Looks like a drill.
Well, buddy, how far away are you from there? It might be time for a road trip.
I'm 25 miles.
Time for a road trip.
I just
Drive
got home,
up
Chris.
there. Yeah, well, fuck, I don't care.
Looks
Breaking
much
news,
like
man.
Uvalde, where the most cops were sitting on their sorry buttholes.
Doing
and
fuck
doing
all.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of it don't make a lot of sense. He shot a lot of people, man. That takes time. Police were on this location.
Yep.
Not obviously fucking, looking to take down a fucking killer or sharpshooter, but you think they'd be watching. And it wouldn't take them long to surround the fucking building.
Or the block.
Yeah,
Or the whole block.
they would have had the parade itself would have had their presence there, so it does make sense that the response time was quick. But the fact that he got away, yeah, that's really suspect, Chris.
Yeah, and the fact that they haven't, well, like I said, other than the one person that was standing by the band when it started up, which started showing people running, the opposite way of the way the parade was supposed to be going.
Hey, we have the shooter there right there. The long hair.
There.
The fatty.
The fatty.
That looks like a shooting, doesn't it? Right there, right? 3 girls walking, shopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
She said he had long hair, so yeah. No, that's probably fake hair altogether. So,
Riggs, we must make way. The salt must flow.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, for to us, Bachelor, like this would be a fucking extreme case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this would be fucking catastrophic. To Bob, it's fucking Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not even a Tuesday.
No, we're not even a Tuesday.
3 people were yeeted in Copenhagen in the mall just less than 2 days ago. And it's not a everyday occurrence. It is not.
No, but I mean, I thought it was shocking to see a report saying that 60 people were shot in Chicago this weekend alone.
Yeah.
Then I found another report that said there was also 60 people shot last weekend. Like, what the fuck?
Doctors or surgeons available who treated some
Yeah,
of those
that's
gunshot
just a
victims
regular
little bit
occurrence
later
in the
this
summertime
afternoon.
here.
Clearly, right
You
now,
know, we got to make up for all
they're
the
probably
for
still
when it's
way
cold
too
out.
busy to
Nobody
be able
gets
to do
shot over the
something
weekend.
like that. But hopefully, a little bit later today, we'll be able to hear.
I'll be
from
right
some of
back,
the
guys. I'm gonna have a
medical
smoke. All right.
Perhaps a hospital administrator who can talk a little bit about how all of that happened this morning and early this afternoon. We've also been told that this is one of the hospitals that's been put on standby, meaning that they are just too busy to take any other emergency cases that might be arriving, unrelated, of course, to the shooting. We're hearing that there are a couple of other hospitals in the area, possibly even Condell, that are on standby as well. Or bypass, I should say. Bypass, meaning that they will be taking those people in those areas to other hospitals that have more capacity. So that's the situation here right now. Again, we're at the far end of the parking lot, probably 150 yards from the emergency room. We're keeping our distance as requested by hospital administrators and just keeping an eye on what's going on here. Hope to be able to talk to some of the medical professionals a little bit later. We did talk earlier this afternoon. If you were watching, we did talk to a woman named Gabriella Vicenzio, who came here because her niece had been transported with a skinned knee. They were at the scene of the shooting. She described the chaos, hearing multiple gunshots, initially believing them to be firecrackers, like we're hearing from a lot of the witnesses. They went inside a store and cowered inside a changing room, a dressing room, until that situation was cleared. She came here to the hospital to check on the well-being of her niece. So that's the situation here at Highland Park Hospital. When we get some new information, we'll be right back to you.
All right, Dane, thank you so much. We do want to reset here shortly and just talk about everything that's unfolded. Maybe you're joining us for the first time. Maybe you've actually been out trying to enjoy this day. We want to recap some of what we know. All of this unfolded at around 10:14 this morning. This happened in Highland Park, obviously a 4th of July parade, just marching on down the street when this shooter, this gunman, apparently was discreetly hiding on a rooftop, very hard for people to see on the ground. We know that he did use a high-powered rifle, and the search is on for that gunman right now. And police are on the scene actively looking for him. Over 100 law enforcement on the ground, making sure that they find exactly who this person is and uncover exactly what their motive is. That's something that they're still trying to get to the bottom of. We know 6 people are dead, 26 people have been hurt. And as you heard from Dane, the majority of them were shot. You know, this is not something that was expected. This is a parade where people go innocently, you know, just to enjoy themselves. Even some of the video that we've seen strollers left behind. We've seen people have to leave their shoes behind as this investigation continues. Of course, we have Anthony Ponce. We also have Dane Placco that will continue to give us live reports throughout this newscast. We're also expecting another update to happen at 3 o'clock this afternoon as we find out more about exactly what was going on. Several areas have now canceled their events as a result of this shooting. They're also telling people in Highland Park right now to shelter in place and any other surrounding areas because, again, they don't know exactly where this gunman is, and they are actively looking for him. We know the FBI has also stepped in. There's also a reunification center. So if you're watching and you haven't had any correspondence with your loved one, but you know that your loved one was at that location at the Highland Park Parade today, you can go to 1677 Old Deerfield Road.
Stone
That is
Reaper,
where
would
the
that surprise you?
reunification center is
Let's be
located
honest.
right now. So again,
Today's age, that wouldn't
6
surprise me.
people
But
dead
no, most
and
likely
26
they
others
did
hurt.
take the children
Governor
and
J.B.
run.
Pritzker was alerted to all of this, and this is what he had to say when we spoke to him earlier today.
Folks, unfortunately, as you may know, we have an active shooter situation in Highland Park at their parade. It's been reported that there have been 9 people shot. I'm still getting reports. I think it's important for me to stay on top of that. I've been in touch with our state police who are backing up local police and
It's Fred Flintstone himself.
Safe there. But
And who's this guy?
unfortunately, I won't be marching.
That's the governor.
in this parade,
We call him Fred
Or
Flintstone.
in the parade later today at Evanston.
Looks like him.
It'll be important for me to stay on top of this and
He really does look like fucking
make
Fred
sure that
Flintstone.
everything is being
Oh
done
my
for people on the
god.
ground to keep
Wilma!
everyone safe and also
That's why we call him that. We got Fred Flintstone as our governor.
The governor, we did
Beetlejuice is our
actually hear
fucking mayor.
from someone else that is a part of Springfield earlier today. And she said that next week they're going to have a special session in Springfield. And she wanted to make sure that she brought up, gun control in our state. So we'll have to see how that
Well,
unfolds.
here we go.
Let's go to
Gun
Casey
control in the
Cronus now.
state.
She is live at the scene and will give us an update on exactly what's unfolding there. Casey?
Tia, I want to give you a look right away at what's going on behind us here. FBI SWAT members are on the ground at Renaissance Place and Green Bay Road. We see several members here of this tactical team with FBI on their vests. They just gathered here outside of a construction site for what looks like it is going to be an apartment building. Earlier, we saw a SWAT member up on the top floor of this construction site, walking around, monitoring
What
the
construction
downtown area
site?
from above. We
These
are
are
just
fucking
about a block
fully
from
built
where
buildings.
all
Where's
of
the
this
construction
unfolded
site?
earlier today. These
The
SWAT
building to the
members now
left that they just
dispersing
showed,
throughout the
with the
area.
fence
And
around
we
it,
want to let you know that when
that's
we got
typical
on the ground
construction
here,
site.
there are checkpoints
Yeah,
at
hello,
every
you
single
called it.
intersection in the downtown Highland Park area. One of the officers told us that SWAT members are actively searching these buildings
midnight.
right now. As you know, they are still looking
Oh.
for the shooter. We do know from that 2 p.m. press conference that the gun was some type of assault rifle, some type of military rifle is what officials said. We want to give you a look here. It looks like several more
Just like the mall
of these
shooter.
SWAT members
Yeah, there you
are
go,
just
Abe.
getting to the area.
Walking
It's
around
unclear if
planting
they
evidence.
are, going into more buildings or if they just left from
Wouldn't fucking
searching
surprise me
buildings.
one bit.
But there are
Like I
several
said,
here
if they
on the
fucking
ground
found the
right Now you'll
receipt that
see in just
said
a
bought in
second here
fucking
2
Iowa or
members
wherever the
on the
fuck it
back of a
is,
truck
I
heading
wouldn't be
toward this
surprised at
scene
all.
here. Very, very active scene. Lots of
Yeah, these
businesses.
guys look fucking
People are
highly
asked to
active.
shelter in place. We are seeing several people in their apartment buildings looking out the windows. Police are asking not to do that. Just stay inside. They just want to make sure everyone remains as safe as possible, as
Oh yeah,
again, the
of
gunman
course. It'll be
is still
something.
on the
Oh,
loose.
they'll
Yeah,
make up
Yep.
the narrative.
even though there's actual no definition of an assault rifle,
And I
there's no
do
fucking thing.
think that it's very important that we give a description of the shooter that law enforcement is actively looking for. We know
Very
he is
sus.
white. He is between the ages of 18 and 20 years old with long
Yeah, we got
hair,
another
last
Chicagoan
seen wearing
over
a
here.
blue shirt. Still very
Ian
vague,
Lozano.
but you just never know who may come across him this afternoon as law enforcement is actively looking for this person. Again, what we've learned since all of this has unfolded, that gunman described as being discreet on a rooftop as this parade was just passing on by. They said it was very hard to see him on the ground, and we know a gun was recovered. Again, law enforcement working through a massive scene of exactly where this shooting happened, a massive scene in that location. All right, we're
Well,
going to get a quick break
Reverend
here.
20 Piece, I don't
We
know
do
how
have a
many
weather
other
update that we
people
need to get to.
might have shot from a fucking rooftop, but if
Meteorologist
you're
Emily Walls with
close
an
to
update on
the,
that.
target location that you're shooting down on, you have to be very visible because you're actually out over the fucking edge of the building. The only time you're not going to be visible is if the fucking, your target's far away. Reverend, I'm sure you've shot from rooftops before, right? I'm not alone here.
Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute. We're having some issues with actually hearing Emily Walls. But again, let's go back and talk a little bit about this Highland Park shooting. This happened at 10:14. And, this is not something that people expected. People out there with their entire families, with their children. This is a really sad day, not just in
Yeah,
our state,
I wouldn't be
but in the
surprised, Dave.
country, considering all that has been going on a consistent basis. Again,
Just
massive
like
police presence,
the
police actively looking for the shooter. I want to give that description one
the
more
shooter
time,
that
just in case this person is spotted
was
in the area. Again, we
signing
know
up for
that the shooter
the
is considered to be
conservative
a white male,
2 weeks
18 and
ago
20 years old with long hair,
when the
wearing
van
a
was
blue
full of
shirt. And we do know that
Trump
several
stickers
communities
and shit,
surrounding
and
Highland Park have been told
they
to just
had
stay in place as police
shown that he
actively
was
look
a
for this
member
shooter.
of the
Let's try
Democrats
Emily Walls
for
one more time and
years
get an
beyond
update
end.
on these warnings that we have in the weather department.
That's a good one. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, 100%, Rev. Like, if you're shooting right down on your fucking target, you're very visible. It's not like you can poke the barrel just over the edge of a building and fucking shoot down. You become visible. If you're further away from your target, then it's no problem. You can lay on a roof and elevate, no problem. But if you're shooting straight down on, like, fuck it, if you're on the building of that street, you're going to be at least on your knees or standing up, maybe a bit crouched, leaning down over that building to take your shots, even if it's right across the street.
Yep. Storm, and of course we are seeing that it's just now beginning to enter into LaSalle County, but again, this has not been
Yeah, Tom's is right.
tornado at this time.
He said Highland Park is as left as it gets.
Once again, for those of you in the red shaded box here,
Oh, yeah,
that is
most
your tornado
likely.
warning until 3:15.
Most likely.
It's
I
about as
don't know the
mild in
area.
countries that
unfortunately.
you see Smoulier attack.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Maybe Juicy was the primary target then. That'll be what he says tomorrow.
We have our tornado
This was
warning box
a
highlighted
this
in
was a
red.
planned
In
attack
addition
against
to
me,
that, we've
me
now had a
personally,
flood advisory
by
that has been issued because
racists.
of the torrential downpour. So all of the reds, the yellows, and the greens that you're seeing
Supreme
here, that's
pizza
indicating
all
that we
over
have
again.
some very, very heavy downpours coming through. So in terms of wind gusts, for those of you, I'm going to zoom this out just a little ways. For those of you that are actually highlighted in the yellow shaded box, that is a little bit further to the north. This reaches up.
Are we
toward
watching
Ottawa,
fucking
toward
weather
IBC, and
here?
further to the south.
Yep.
Down towards
Oh,
Streeter.
fucker. I'm watching no goddamn weather.
That's not even the cute weather girl.
Oh,
Nope.
She's on ABC.
they brought in the B list.
Well, that's Fox News.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Yeah. MSNBC or CNN. That could be worse.
Yeah.
Why even bother? They're probably not even covering it.
Oh, they're probably covering it. You know what? I bet you we could go to fucking CNN or something. They'll be covering it, and it'll be like, this white male, most likely a MAGA supporter. That I bet you fuck. You know what? Fuck it, guys. Let's put money on it. Who taking all bets?
Oh, come on. Let's not say we did. Let's not say we
all
did.
Fucking bets. Oh God. Gotta watch the Mexican news, eh? Yeah, I actually think I've seen a couple come out from, I believe it was Mexico. It could have been Brazil, though. And oh my God, what a bum she has on her.
Her name is Yanet, I believe. The one he's talking about.
Well, it's no, what we're gonna look up right now. I just want him to get back to this. It just seems so fucking strange right now. Like they're asking.
Name is Yana Garcia, Chris.
Yeah, that could be it. Yana Garcia sounds familiar. Oh my God, she's amazing. Yeah, no.
Go on.
Yeah, white supreme pizzas. Yeah.
Yep. Without a doubt. Without a
Just
doubt.
like Herman says.
The funny thing is there's more white people, right, in fucking BLM and Antifa than there are of any other race.
Yep.
Isn't that fucking suspect? Did
lefties.
you see the one that went on here? Well, he probably didn't, but the one that went on here in Ottawa, like last year, year before, when Trudeau went out and took the knee with them. Like, holy fuck. It was just one flavor, and it was vanilla all around. If you saw a dark person in the crowd, you were lucky. Your eyes are better than mine. Because I didn't see fucking any. And that's I believe it was supposed to be BLM that was there, not just Antifa or anything. Yeah. Well, let's see what other news reports we can find here, guys, because I don't want to watch the fucking weather. All right. Chicago. See, it's listed under Chicago.
ABC is another major Chicago network.
ABC 7 channel Chicago. Wait, isn't that what I'm on? No, I'm on Fox.
No, Fox.
NBC News. Which one should we pick? ABC or NBC?
So, ABC.
ABC. They're showing the same goddamn weather.
Is it show the weather girl?
They don't show the weather girl. They're literally covering the weather, both of them.
Well, that's part of the news cycle. It's what, 2:41. They do weather and sports at the end of the hour.
How the fuck does NBC get ads? There's more propaganda on NBC than anywhere.
Oh well, we have two TV channels in Denmark, and both of them are full of shit. They're both spinning the yarn, the propaganda yarn.
Let's see what this one has to say.
To the nearest place, which was McDonald's in Highland Park, and we were there until my cousin was able to pick us up and to bring us to
Hey, brother
a
Doug.
safer place to stay. A little shaken. I was scared for my children, and it was just crazy experience. You don't expect it. It's Highland Park, and nowadays you don't feel safe now anywhere.
And she spoke to this woman talking about trying to stay with her family that she was with. We heard that from so many other witnesses who were there on the scene. The Highland Park Police Department is the reunification center, 1677 Old Deerfield Road. If you're looking for someone, or they may be looking for you, if you can get in contact with them, that way. But just so many panicked scenes, so many panicked stories, trying to get away as fast as you can with the people that you're with.
I think Phil really brought it home when he showed us that chair, that bright colored kids chair. You think of how many children witnessed this horrific event, how many children were potentially involved in this, families separated, running from the gunshots, trying to get away, trying to find safety. Now that reunification process is beginning. We've seen a couple people slowly brought out, escorted by members of the police department, members of the FBI on scene. And this, we're also seeing officers with long rifles on the scene there, acting as if this is still not over, because again, we do not know where this suspect is. The suspect is at large at this hour, so police are really trying to knuckle down on the evidence that will help them in a prosecution, but also try to ascertain where the gunman is located. And they are really allocating as many resources as they can to answer that question, to make sure we can secure that suspect and bring them into custody.
Treating that suspect as armed and dangerous.
Still
at the
alive,
moment.
yeah.
Let's turn now to Chris Coffey.
Hey,
who
Chris,
is
I shared the link to my fireworks show last night. You want to see a major fuck up that happened?
The scene since the shooting first
I
happened
saw
just
it.
after 10 o'clock, Chris.
Did you see it?
Run, Forrest.
That's right, Alex. A lot of the victims from this morning's shooting at the parade have been transported to the
Yes.
hospital right now. I
Two
mean, it's
mortars
North
went
Shore
off on the ground.
Systems, Highland Park Hospital. At least 24 people they are seeing for various types of injuries. Now, the hospital does say that the majority of the injuries they're treating are gunshot injuries, but some of the injuries were resulting from the ensuing chaos after the gunshots rang out. So that could be anything from tripping and falling. We just don't know at this point. But most of the injuries they are treating, they say, are for gunshots. The hospital says that as soon as they got word of this, they mobilized 20 additional physicians,
There we go.
extra nurses,
Oh.
and other medical support staff. They also say that they have crisis workers and social workers here at the hospital to help friends and family members with any help they need at this point. Now, earlier today, we spoke to a woman. One of her relatives was injured. She actually had fallen and scraped her leg pretty badly, but she's doing okay. This woman named Gabriella was at the parade when the gunshots rang out. She described just chaos as it happened, people scrambling for safety. She said two people near her suffered gunshot wounds, and they sought shelter inside a nearby business. She said she helped a 90-year-old woman who was about to fall on the ground. She said she was there to kind of catch her before this elderly woman hit her head on the concrete. The good news is Gabriella's niece
Come on,
is
there's a
doing
90-year-old
okay right
woman
about
there.
now.
That sounds suspect.
We also wanted to let you know that other hospitals in the
Do
area
people live to
have
see 90
received
in
some
that
patients,
area?
including the North Shore Hospital in Evanston. They
In
received
Highland
about
Park, they
5
do.
patients, and we're also hearing from the
Oh, well,
Northwestern
then it's
Hospital in
possible.
Lake Forest. They tell NBC5 that out of the 8 people who were admitted to that hospital, 4 have been treated and released so far. Most of those patients were gunshot victims, and a spokesperson for the hospital system says they are all in good to fair condition. That is the latest from the Northwestern Hospital in Lake Forest. So the hospital behind me in Highland Park is closed to visitors right now. No one could get in or out unless, I would assume, family or friends, but we just don't have that confirmed at the moment. They are treating about 24 people at the time. Reporting live outside Highland Park Hospital, I'm Chris Coffey. Now back to you.
Okay, Chris, yeah, we've been hearing varying degrees of severity of these injuries. Everything, as you mentioned, Chris, from people that were hurt in the ensuing escape, trying to run and maybe scraping or falling or hurting themselves, to gunshot wounds, whether that be a ricochet graze to actual penetrating gunshot wounds. We're still trying
look
to
at that, hamsters
figure
here.
out more about some of the injured who may be critically injured after this shooting in Highland Park this morning. Following the investigation, the manhunt that's going on right now, but we also have some breaking weather news right now.
Yeah, Paul Diano checking in on that tornado warning. Paul.
Hey guys, we are setting the stage here with a wide shot before we talk about what's going on in LaSalle County. Chicago, rain moving through. Highland Park, light rain moving through. That is not the severe
Yeah,
weather
hamster gun
that we're
control
seeing
works
is an
just
extreme
fucking great. Fuck, we're
southwest
going back to weather. Oh,
eastern LaSalle.
I just wanted to mute it. The gun control works just fantastic, especially for the people that end up with all the guns at the end. It works out great. I think I've been posting pictures of that on Facebook for a week now. And yeah, I think the point's starting to get across, but some don't. Most likely, like I said, they're gonna spin the narrative within the next before the day is out. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised right now if like Anita Sarkeesian and fucking shitheads like her are all over Twitter saying, "Look at what this white supremacist just did. He shot up a fucking rich fucking area or more middle ground area. I don't know. Highland Park. You say it's fairly wealthy, but
It's not a gated community.
oh, is it stuck? Hang on a sec. I gotta help the little guy.
Yep.
Now that's another thing too. All right, so we got 6 dead and 24 shot, right? So that's 30 rounds right there. All right. What was he carrying that had a 30-round mag? Because as far as I know, those are outlawed, aren't they? 30-round mags, especially here in Chicago.
I don't know.
Yeah, they are. You wouldn't know because you're in Denmark, but yeah, they are.
Yep.
You can't have a 30-round magazine here.
Really company CMAC.
Oh, and now I know why they're covering the weather, because it's raining here and we got storms passing through. That's why they're covering it.
All right, I was back. Holy shit, you guys are just going nuts here.
Yeah, they're going nuts. Yeah. Yeah, gun control. Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go, hamster. That's exactly how it works here in Canada. If somebody goes on a shooting rampage, it's the law-abiding citizen that pays the fucking price. He's the real criminal. Yep. Sounds perfect. Makes absolutely fucking perfect sense. Oy. Piss me off. I don't know, man, like how these places still live in delusions like that, but hey, when you're indoctrinated, you're indoctrinated. Right?
Oh, the president of Brazil, he loosened up his grip about self-defense weapons. So, and it went down.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it is.
He talked to Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. The pictures that I've been uploading on Facebook, you know, the little memes and whatnot of gun control, that's exactly what they show. They show places that have gone under like extreme gun control laws where they've disarmed the entire population, and then it's just, you know, government officials or, you know, army or police just executing the fucking people at random. Well, the little guy saw a tractor. Pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the one I posted last night on the stream there, that was one of the examples that I put up on Facebook almost daily now. So some people agree, some people just get annoyed.
Hey, somebody even got triggered by it, but
oh, I like it when they get triggered.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen any updates this week about the school shooting. Have you guys heard anything? It seems like that just fucking disappeared. Hey, brother Johnny.
Yeah. Hello, Chris. What's going on, man?
Oh, you know, enjoying the fucking chaos, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys heard about the chaos from the other day. You know, they have to have George Floyd Part 2 because Jalen Walker was, you know, shot to death 60 times in Akron by a white police officer. So
yeah, after he shot
have
at them.
At them, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But he missed. You know, fair enough. He missed. So
what?
Yeah, we're gonna have another summer of George Floyd riots,
right,
because of this guy. And now I would like to compare and contrast what happens with, say, this massacre if the gunman or gunwoman, we know it's probably a man, is Huite. I bet the mainstream media is going to just, use that as sort of leverage against us. And that's what I hate about the media, is because it is actually trying to foment a race war. I really do believe that. Or,
Dividing Congo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm wrong about that. And the first time it didn't work, it kind of fizzled out.
Yep.
And now we have a perfect shitstorm where we have two of these incidents by which the mainstream media is going to use as a catalyst to compare and contrast against the races, and just basically all the blue cities and the blue states are going to go up in flames. It's only July 4th, the summer gets hot here.
Hey, brother Tom.
Hey there.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, long time no see.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
Tom.
Bachelor, what's up? How you guys doing?
Well, I mean, it was a nice day until fucking all this shit fucking opened up.
Yep.
Well, it's an American thing. I guess we got a show shooting. They picked the
No,
right
no.
community to do it.
It's not only American. Some guy just started rampant shooting in a mall in Copenhagen. So and that was Sunday.
Oh boy.
So great, yeah.
And how much do you want to bet that pretty soon they'll be like, this is an American fucking point of view or mindset? The mass shootings are
know.
coming here.
Well, they got mass shootings in the Ukraine. I mean, the government was handing out rifles to every able-bodied male out there from 16 to 60. So, not that I'm comparing the two. I'm just saying, guns are
There's
good until
also
they're not.
tons of used Russian AKs lying around.
Oh yeah, well, you got to spread the love.
The Russian conscript has a nasty habit of leaving them behind.
True. Well,
I actually wouldn't be shocked, Ape, if that's exactly what this week's shootings or weekend shootings have been all about, where they just roll up on random people, take a few shots, and fuck off. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
No, I'm looking at, the government say that, an armed citizenry is not good for control, but I don't know. I think that they're trying to, I personally think they're trying to set things up to put America, the strength of America. I think they're trying to suppress it, kind of like they did with Great Britain, Spain, Germany. They were all starting to rise up and become something great on their own. And, everybody else says, oh, we can't have people up too much, too uppity.
Yeah,
and so, America is like the big dog. And if you can get that dog to submit, then
Right. It's like a worldwide Yonteloven, crabs in a bucket. We can't have any one nation getting too big-headed and too powerful. We got to kick them down a couple of notches. You see.
Well, I mean, look at what they done in Ukraine. That you mentioned that, like the same people that say that here in Canada and in the U.S. we need to take away a citizens' guns. We're now praising the fact that the Ukrainian government were handing out fucking fully automatic weapons to citizens.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and and the president there, when he's sober, apparently he said that if you capture a Russian tank, you get to keep it, and there's no taxes. You don't have to pay property tax on it.
Oh,
that was
isn't that
hilarious when you heard that. Oh yeah, no,
I mean, guys, gun ownership is a case by case basis. Obviously,
Obviously.
So,
whatever spins the narrative so that they can fucking convince the indoctrinated to fucking stay indoctrinated and let them have control over everything.
Amen,
It's all about
Chris.
control.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like I said,
Well,
most people in this world wouldn't know what to do with freedom. If I gave you freedom tomorrow, like actual fucking freedom as a citizen of your country, you probably wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, what
or
the
you
fuck do I
probably
do now?
demand that the government come back in and manage things for you.
Or that.
Honestly,
You know what, Tom, though? I think in some ways what Chris is trying to say, and you're right about that, possibly there would be people, especially women, demanding the government to come back and control, to keep the kids safe. But I think after generations of this psychological torture under which we've suffered, it creates a learned hopelessness to where it's like Emperor Chris gave us freedom to pretty much do everything except two things, think about it as like authoritarian minarchy, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Don't eat from this tree. Do whatever else you want. Just don't eat from this tree.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I really don't know what to do. I'm so used to fucking hiding and staying indoors.
So used to doing what you're told. So used
Yeah.
to saying, hey, I can't
Right.
do this because there's a law.
Right.
What the fuck is law? So law is there when it's convenient. Do you think
Well, you
fucking
realize
laws apply in Ukraine right now?
Oh no. Women are, and here's the funny thing is that of the women that have stayed behind, and all of that, they are putting makeup on. They're getting dressed up. It is, I mean, more so than normal. It is absolutely astounding. They're not supposed to be around, yet they're around because, and it's going to sound screwed up, but there's money to be made. And, this happened when Clinton was around in Kosovo, and what used to be the Yugoslavia. The women there, I mean, it's devastation everywhere. Buildings are blown up, and a guy with a car with gas in his tank was considered like a Chad, super Chad, because he could do things. And the women they put their makeup on, they do their hair, they'd find their nicest clothes and walk through the rubble of a war just to find that guy with a car, because that was a way of determining, oh, this is a man of means. And it could be a Citron for crying out, a little a Yugo.
Box. Yeah, right.
Okay. You exactly. And you're watching this happen. And I'm watching this stuff happen, for instance, in like what's going on in Highland Park. This is the same stuff that started happening in like Portland, Oregon, where you had BLM and Chad and Chop and all of that. It was like the mayor allowed stuff to happen. And, I probably sound like Alex Jones's cousin here, but a lot of this stuff is allowed to happen and sometimes even encouraged. And it's by the same people, the alphabet agencies. They want stuff like this to happen.
Yeah.
And they'll encourage it.
Like I said, when Scotty went on his live stream the other night and he posted that link from the recording from that PUA guy, I can't remember their goddamn names. All right, I'm bad with names, but essentially he said instead of selling you hope or freedom, we now sell you fear and the idea of safety. But you're never going to be fucking safe. Do you think these people feel safe because the fucking government put out laws and said that people couldn't have this and people couldn't have that? Didn't keep them safe at all, did it?
No.
Fear is
They're fucking
some
still
of the
dead or
most
wounded.
powerful propaganda you could enact upon a populace, especially when you get through that propaganda through the women, because women are naturally afraid of their own shadows. Okay. And just due to their narcissistic and solipsistic natures. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they are that way, because they are designed that way to take care of their children and their biological children in the family. But I'm just saying that once you give women the fucking vote and a say in our governance, that is where we have the problem. That is where that propaganda allows them to take action steps into bringing in more tyranny. And that's, I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's false narrative.
It's problem,
a lie.
reaction, solution.
Hegelian dialectic. Yeah.
It's the only play they have in their playbook, and it's the only one they use. It's the only one they got left.
We have been sold a fucking lie that they can protect us, when really everything we see, everything people have experienced over the last 40 fucking years, all they're good at is being a fucking cleanup crew. They can't secure their fucking own dicks with both hands. They're a fucking cleanup crew, and that's it. You bought a lie, you fell for it, and the proof is in the pudding. 60 people fucking killed every fucking weekend is nothing in Chicago. Why?
Nothing.
Because the government said our police, who are the only people that are armed, will keep you safe. Apparently not. Apparently not. Not that I'm saying they don't help, but they're not the fucking we've had police chiefs come on and state publicly, we are not going to be able to get there in time. If something happens to you, it's most likely going to happen, and we'll be there to do cleanup. That's it. We'll look for the suspect. We'll try to stop them. But for you, you're your first line of defense. You.
I know. I want to say this, that even the Supreme Court has said that it is not the responsibility of the police to protect their citizens. It's not their responsibility. And nobody remembers that.
That's written there for a reason.
Right. They're, like you said, they are the cleanup crew. They're there to try to prevent it, but for the most part, there's no way they're going to prevent it. I mean,
yeah, Tom, that is from a 1982 hearing.
Yeah. Okay, so you've heard about it too, and I have to remind my sister is okay. My sister is about as left as you can get. She's lesbian. She went to Amherst in Massachusetts. I mean, talk about oh yeah, sister. And when she gets all fired up and emotional, I remind her, said it's not the police responsibility to protect you. It's not even the government's. They're there to try to ensure the general welfare and provide for common defense. But for the most part, your safety is your responsibility. And because you choose to live alone or with another, radical feminist, it's up to you. You can hire them. You can hire private security if you got the money, but for the most part, it's up to you. Because I have, where I live, it's it's hard to get firearms. I have them, and they had a day where high capacity magazines were going to be outlawed. So if you're going to get yours, you had to get it before it. So I went and got high capacity magazines for my long rifles, and made it under the wire. And I take them out. I practice. I make sure that they're oiled up nice and all of that stuff. And it's just like having a garden rake in the garage. It's like I make sure the thing's not bent up, and it's there if I need it. But I'm responsible for my own safety, just like I'm responsible for cutting my own lawn. And I think people of Highland Park, especially, they're used to having things done for them. And it's a very, very white community. I mean, I not to make this a racial issue, but it's a very white community. And we all know that on the left, they're obsessed with race and intersectionality, and, people fit into boxes, and you better stay in your lane, stay in your box, and, do what we expect you to do. You black people, have your barbecue and kill a few people on the weekend. That's just part of your culture. We get it. In their mind, it is. They can't fathom a conservative thinking black person, for instance, or a pro-life black woman. It goes so against narratives that you can see them just fall apart. And it's the same thing here. I'm watching this. I live near Sandy Hook, Connecticut, which is where they had the mass shooting. And I will say this is something personal, is that there was my sister-in-law was killed in Killeen, Texas in '94, I think. Luby's restaurant. A guy drove.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
shit.
One of my relatives died there.
And
Yeah, they drove through Luby's restaurant in a pickup truck, and a guy named, last name was Jenner. I think it was George Jenner or something. He was used to be an able-bodied seaman on the Merchant Marines. He got kicked out because of drugs. And he just had an issue with women. And so he went in there and shot up the place. It was the worst mass shooting until Sandy Hook. And, so there was I lived a kind of notoriety knowing that one of my relatives had been killed that way. And, my mom was on Sally Jesse Raphael talking about gun violence and all of that. My sister made a documentary about my brother who was married to this woman. Her name was Connie Peterson. She was an MD. And you can look all this up. She made a documentary called The Most Unknowable Thing. And that was
she the blonde woman? No. Who was the blonde woman?
Sister is.
There was a blonde woman whose parents were shot right in that restaurant.
Hey,
her
Chris.
gun was left out in the car because it was a no carry fucking restaurant.
Oh, I remember that. Hey, Chris,
Texas
I'm gonna
was
jump
no
out.
carry.
I'll see you guys on streams later on. Okay.
All right, brother.
Okay. Texas for a long time was you could run around with a rifle, because farmers needed rifles, and you could get a carry for pistol, but it was almost impossible to get concealed carry in Texas for a while. And then after that, there was a push to get concealed carry as a lawful way of carrying of firearms. And that was kind of the impetus that started it. Oh yeah, I was working in Connecticut when I heard about it, and I flew down to Texas and the whole bit, and it was a big to-do. But personally, that was one of the reasons why I became an advocate for the Second Amendment. I was kind of quietly, I think everybody should be able to own a rifle for hunting or whatever. After what happened, I was like a staunch Second Amendment advocate. And my sister was completely the opposite. She said, you got to take all the guns and, melt them down and, make a statue or whatever. And as time went on, I said, look, you're responsible for your own safety. I'm talking to my sister. I said, just get a 22, have it in the closet, go out, shoot some cans off the fence, whatever, but just have it, Mary. We grew up with them, Dad let us take them out and shoot, remember? And she's like, yeah. And so here she is, 64 years old, finally went out and bought a Ruger 1022, 22 caliber, 10 rounds. She doesn't use it much, but she's got it. And it took decades to get her to agree to it. And she won't tell her friends she's got it because she's afraid that they will, ostracize her and throw her out of the, whatever circle of friends that she's in. But yeah, there's a lot, sometimes it takes decades to convince people, especially more socialist, communist leaning people, that having a firearm is not a bad idea. And
anybody with common sense should have that fucking same mindset.
Well, you're dealing with the left.
Just we say it about condoms, right? It's better to have one and not need it than need one and not have it.
Yep.
That's how everybody should be with firearms.
Exactly.
The government shouldn't have any say in how you protect your fucking life. or your belongings or your children.
When they
But,
don't have anything, when they are not obliged to your safety,
yeah,
then it falls upon yourself to have your own protection.
yeah,
Let's have a toast for the Americans' celebration, 4th of July, and of
yeah.
course the persons that are no longer here, including those at the Illinois thing.
Odin's Crittermead. I'm trying to pronounce it right. Sorry.
This stream was
I heard
sponsored
mead.
by
What's up?
by
What's up?
Nordic Mead, and now your
Nordic
buddy owes
Mead.
me $1,000. I'll
Okay.
expect
bro.
that check in the mail.
It's got runes in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's delish. Look at that. Honey.
Yeah.
No more lookings until I get paid.
Oh, man. Emperor Mitchell, I mean, that could be the official drink of Canada and the United States of North America. I'm just saying, bro.
The Vikings did invade Canada in ancient times under Leif Erikson. So
Yep.
And my home province was first.
Newfoundland, yeah, right.
Yeah.
My uncle redid that whole fucking establishment that they have up there for tourists now.
Yep.
Did he really? Wow.
Yep.
No shit, that's awesome.
Yep. You betcha.
They also meadows.
You betcha. Okay, yeah. Okay, I hear that. I'm gonna have to take the ferry boat from Portsmouth, Maine, up to the PEI. Start my tour there in the Maritimes. Boy.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Eastern Islands of Canada, Chris, a couple of days ago, I was telling you about the two islands of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon. They're actually part of the nation of France.
Right.
So we have to invade them to get them away from us.
Oh, that's no problem.
Okay, they're really
I don't
small.
even have to fire a shot. I'll just be like, "We're taking this. Get the fuck out."
Pretty much. Okay, thanks.
Fuck out. Voulez fuck
I
off.
bet you they wouldn't even stop it. I bet you they wouldn't. Where's that island in the middle of the passage between Greenland and Canada? There's an island there.
That's just northeast
Island.
of Newfoundland. Northeast of
Okay.
Newfoundland. Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
kind
we
of
go
like
and- we go and put up a flag and take down the other guy's flag, and then we leave a case of whiskey. Yeah.
a case of whiskey. There it is.
Gotta do.
Yeah, it's
I'd like to go
disputed
there.
territory, guys. It's actually listed as disputed territory. So our Navy goes there every 6 months, goes to the island, takes down the other country's flag,
There's flag,
puts
yeah.
up their own, and leaves a case of whiskey from the country.
I bet there is some killer fishing there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dak would be a happy boy.
Oh, there's nothing like East Coast fishing, man. And taste can't
Oh, yeah.
be beat.
Yeah, the
Can't be
currents are
beat.
unbelievable. They got the race. What is it? The Finnish flats there, up by Greenland, where the Gulf Stream goes up, makes that hard right, and then it goes south past England and all that. The Finnish flats up there, fishing's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you can get out there, but
Well, yeah, getting out there is the problem.
yeah.
I haven't been there, and I probably will never make it, but I'd love to go. It's just a matter of that's just how it goes. Let's hear what they've got if they got an update.
Exactly what you know at this hour.
Yeah, we'll go through kind of the latest that we've heard, Tia. We were told during their last update in about an hour that they would provide another update. We're still waiting on that. A spokesperson from the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force expected to address the media again any minute. We'll let you know when he steps up to the podium. But at last check, he basically had a couple of messages for the community here in Highland Park. For families, again, that shelter-in-place order still in effect. If you are watching from home, stay inside.
How have they
And
not
as
caught
you
this guy
mentioned,
yet?
Tia, if you think you had any photos or videos on your phone, on your camera, on your device from the corner of 2nd and Central, from just after 10 a.m. During the parade. You are asked to share that with the Highland Park Police Department, or just call the number you mentioned, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Again, no matter how insignificant you think that video may be, you could have caught this suspect, who again is described as a young man between 18 and 20 years old, white with long black hair, last seen wearing a blue or white shirt. He's said to have a small build. That young man still not located. And Sergeant Covelli described the search going on right now as aggressive, and said it's a very challenging crime scene as well, as they try to piece together exactly what happened shortly after 10 a.m. They said it is a massive crime scene. We're actually being kept a couple of blocks west of the of where it all happened in downtown Highland Park. We're right outside fire station number 33, where they have staged the media here from all over the region, and a dozen.
Isn't that a racist number?
No, it's Masonic.
33?
33.
That's Masonic. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. 33 levels of the Masons. Oh, yeah.
Fuck, here we go with the Mason hate again.
Oh, come on, man. They put the fun in dysfunction.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really.
Everybody's like typing 33 in the chat.
33. It's like, okay.
Jesus.
Here in Connecticut at Sandy Hook, they had a sign. Everybody must sign in, as they're talking about the incident at Sandy Hook. You know, it was hilarious. It's like, okay, they got the drone footage of people walking in circles. It was absolutely amazing. Not that I'm saying it was fake. I'm not saying that, okay? For all you alphabet wackos out there. But it was fake. All right. So, but maybe not. See, I can't even expound on it. I don't know. 33, 6 people died. They all went to the hospital. What's the update? Was anybody injured, or was everybody just turned off?
The chat's already trying to foment the race war. It was a white Christian.
Yeah,
oh no, who white? Who white?
It was a little white Christian. Let's get right.
That guy is fucking FBI. Like spamming that over and over again.
And it turned down my contrast. Yeah, it was kind of bright. So glowing like that. Oh yeah.
No, Nova Scotia is full of cunts. We're sinking Nova Scotia, bud. Once I become emperor, that's going to be another nuclear weapons testing site, because those people are cunts.
Isn't that where the St. Lawrence kind of dumps out into the ocean there, right around Nova Scotia?
Yeah, no, it's a nice place. It is.
I know.
I'm just being assholes, because we have to be assholes to each other, guys. It's just the way it happens here in Canada.
It's the way it is.
Yeah. But no, it's quite a beautiful place, and most of the people.
It's like Mandalorian.
The people that are still there generally pretty friendly. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ghost towns, a lot of fucking communities there closed up, and just there was no economy because it's all leftist run, right? It's been liberal since fucking the dawn of time, and they ruined it. Sorry, that was my rant.
Why don't you get Mr. Ford in there? You know, that famous mayor.
Oh, fuck.
That's my boy, man.
Fuck that. Are you kidding? I'm going to bring an extremist in. I'm going to bring Johnny Midnight in to purge that fucking place.
Amen. I'm going to fucking burn all kinds of shit.
We're gonna purge
Johnny
that
Midnight,
place out, right?
You're damn right we will.
Yeah.
Johnny Midnight. That's my man.
Fuck yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I don't back down.
Start some shit, Johnny Midnight. Come on. We like that.
I will. Don't you? I'm actually thinking about going to that Fox 32 chat and starting some shit.
Oh, bro.
God, there's so much juicy shit to start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I got in there and I just saw all kinds of shit. The BLM supporters are just fucking going nuts.
They're going crazy.
Going nuts.
Well, I bet you they had their fingers crossed saying, I hope it's a white guy. It's like it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
No.
they were saying it's a white Christian. It's a white Christian. Like I don't care one way or another about the religion, and I really don't care about the race. I just don't like the fact that the media. That guy is a fucking glow poster. I swear to God, he's trying to foment a race war.
I just opened Twitter and my eyes are closed, and I'm willing to bet that I can just give it a quick swipe.
Yeah.
Scroll through and put my finger on something from a leftist. So here we go. Scrolling through, put my finger on it. No, it's the Hodgkin twins. So maybe I follow too many right wingers.
Boy. Just tell him, say, I think his name was Kenny Rittenhouse. Is that name ring a bell?
Oh yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Never heard of
it. Yeah, I was saying it was his cousin. You gotta stir the pot. You might as well use the right spoon, right? So
well, his name was Casey Rappenhausen.
Rappenhausen. There it is.
I can't remember. It was so long ago.
Casey.
Yeah, we're gonna see it, Outlaw. Like we talked about in Discord, we'll fucking see it.
He's taking the MSN to the cleaners. That's for sure.
Oh, I hope so.
And even the president.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Takes them all down.
Yep. Building each case up from the bottom.
We know that on the scene, shoes were left behind. And let's just watch this for a second. You'll see people start running as that gunfire is then fired off.
Oh,
bang, bang, bang with the AR. Oh, shit. God. Oh, man. You can't.
Still no word on a suspect, though.
Yeah, well, they're saying he's a white guy with long hair. That would be funny if it was a trans.
It's like the hair pulling in the train.
Yeah. Oh, that was glorious.
Swapping over from black to white, and then long hair, black. Yeah.
It's a MAGA shooter. Uh-oh.
That was fucking glorious.
That's what they said. Yeah,
it's an ultra MAGA.
Another glow poster keeps spamming that.
No, it's not MAGA because MAGA doesn't leave their shoes behind. I'm telling you.
Like I said, this doesn't fit the MO for fucking right wing, but it does fit the MO for left wing who want to shut down any fucking celebrations of the country. If it was that fucking bring your kids to the trans fucking stripper thing, right? Then I would say, okay, this is probably some right wing extremist that, pulled the fucking trigger.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? That never fucking happens. They actually have
happens.
They have like entire troops of trannies wearing NAMBLA t-shirts going in to kindergartens, and none of us do anything about it. You know what I mean? We don't hurt them. We don't shoot them. We may protest them. That's about it. But the opposite, like if somebody's against abortion or they have an anti, like a pro-adoption service or whatever, next thing you know, or a church, they start spray painting it and vandalizing it, whatever happened to you.
FBI and state police as well.
Let's see if we got a
Commander O'Neill, Highland Park Police Department. Last name is O'Neill. As you know, an active investigation continues into the shooting at the Highland Park 4th of July parade. The parade route in downtown Highland Park and the central business district remain an active crime scene. Therefore, we highly recommend that individuals living in this area to continue to shelter in place. This area entails Green Bay Road to Laurel Avenue to St. John's Avenue.
It's the same goddamn report.
Yeah, all right. If it's a local issue, why do they have 1-800-CALL FBI? I'm just asking.
That is a good question. I mean, maybe he did like crossover in Indiana or Wisconsin, but what are the chances?
What this little white guy with a blue and white shirt? I don't know. They haven't. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I mean, Highland Park's north. They have to go through Chicago to get down to what's the town there? Bend. Oh man, I can't think of it.
No, the first town you get to in Indiana would be Hammond, and then the first town you get up to, like big town that you get up to in Wisconsin, would be either I guess it'd be Kenosha.
Okay, Kenosha's north. I'm just saying, there's a lot of whatever,
Yeah,
call
I mean,
the
you got to go through a lot of fucking suburbs, exburgs, to get there. And if this is All Points Bulletin, right? I mean, they're going to get him before he reaches state borders, state line.
That's no name, no nothing. Just here it is. The right wing loves patriotic stuff, and so okay.
Yeah.
We're all at Firehouse 33. Yeah, nothing to see here.
Well, like I said, you guys hate on the Freemasons way too much. How dare you?
Listen, it's like it's kind of like you guys are faction. You have factions within the Masonic order too. But there's good Masons and there's not so good Masons. They got wars going on inside of their own organization. Not that it's public, but I love what the Masons do here. We have a Masonic home right down the street. I love them guys. I love watching the Shriners.
What you're talking about is actually the philosophy, the core philosophy, and the esoteric knowledge by which they go under. And when we hear numbers like 33, it is kind of pretty much in your face. I know.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, and I mean, it's like you keep your family business in the family. I don't want to say it's like the mafia, but it's kind of like the mafia. It's like there's arguing and fighting and we should do this, no, we should do that. I mean, George Washington went through that with the people he was in the Masonic order too. I mean, wears his apron all the time.
Yes, he was.
But he was at odds with England, at the same time. So just saying.
Well,
I mean, shit like this happens.
The Masons are actually, technically Scottish, and I don't know if they would actually claim themselves as being an English institution.
Well, okay, yeah, if you want to parse it like that. I'm thinking of Jacques de Molay. And
they're English Masons.
Well, de Molay was French. It's just saying.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Look what Philip the Fair did of France. He roasted him on a spit and then ground his bones up into dust so that nobody could grab an icon of him. And it's like there was a big screwing over there. I mean, I'm going to go back to they were part of the whole Templar movement, all of that, and it goes back even further, back to the building of Nimrod's castle or Nimrod's tower. I mean, how far back you go? There's always been infighting.
It does have Sumerian roots. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know everything about that, but my friend Element X knows everything about that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a lot more conversant about that kind of stuff than I am. I mean, dude, I'm in the Lions Club, which is an offshoot of the Masons, and I'm not a bad guy.
Oh no,
you might be.
Well, I
might
mean,
be.
Okay,
listen, being bad isn't so bad. I'm in the BPOE, the Benevolent Protective Order of the Moose, and it's got a lot of Masonic origins there too.
It's
but
a men's
they also
club.
serve cheap drinks. Exactly, they serve cheap drinks at the Moose Club. Love it. So,
hey man,
they
they probably got a better grasp on community and cooperation and fucking the basic ideas of freedom than we will ever have anymore.
You know what, Chris? You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely
sign the
right
fuck
about
up.
that. I mean, we get together and, we get to be men and we get to, talk about issues that's going on in our village, things that we have to do in the area. And, whether it's going on a coyote kill or a crow shoot, whatever. I mean, it starts with us.
Amen. I mean, no, and I'm saying this not to cast aspersions on anybody, but you have people who are adept at what they do, and then you have the profane who can't do nothing right. And it's like, I get the whole thing about segregation in the sense of you don't want idiots running the machinery.
Yeah.
So
liberals do.
Well, I think a lot of it is controlled, and I think money has a way of motivating people to act a certain way. Because if the money was there to act more conservative, trust me, it would be there. It's a awesome tool. I mean, we're running. We don't live under a gold standard with our money. We live under a petrodollar, and now that's starting to change. They're going to make it's going to become, everything's going to be electric, and it won't be petro in the sense of oil. It'll be the energy dollar. They're going to be using everything, to connect to a grid, because we're all going to have electric cars. The gasoline engine's going to be done away with.
Yeah, but I mean, Tom, how long do you think that's going to take to get actually into a coherent infrastructure? I don't know. I think it's going to be a while, man. I think I'll be a dead old man before that happens.
$7 a gallon got your interest yet? Just saying, versus
what is
still
it?
are up for $2.
They're
3 months or 3 weeks of fucking grain supply.
Yeah,
shelves are already emptying out, and it has nothing to do with grain or anything that's been mentioned. But yet the shelves are running out. Trust me.
Well, I think they're overshooting. I think that they think that this stuff is already into place and it isn't yet, and that's why they're, maybe they will. Maybe they'll go ahead and say, "Hey, we've got the answer to all your shortages." And
it's the same one Venezuela has.
Yeah,
they have the answer
eat
to the
zoo
shortages.
animals.
They don't have the electrical grid in order to feed all the electrical cars. They don't. Denmark doesn't even have it. I mean, they talked.
I know, and you have
politicians
like
and
hydroelectric up the ass over there.
No, we don't.
Or windmills.
Sweden and Norway have.
Sweden, yeah. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
But they're using power. They actually are talking about making 2 new nuclear plants.
That's interesting.
Close to
You
Denmark.
got water everywhere. You guys have water everywhere now in Denmark, and I don't know why they don't, crack the water and turn it into hydrogen, oxygen, and like that, because that's been pretty popular since Stanley Myers. And the technology to crack water into hydrogen and oxygen has been around for 200 years. I mean, it's electrolysis of water, and but they keep suppressing it. It's kind of like what happened to diesel. Rudolf Diesel, he invented the diesel engine, and what happened? He's going across the English Channel. Somebody throws him in the water, and he dies. But look at how efficient his engine is. So it's like there's a lot of people we don't even know about or don't see, or maybe we kind of know about them, that are well connected and say, no, we want the world to go in this direction. And so people like Diesel, people like Stan Myers, let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
We'll make it look like an accident. You never hear about them.
Yeah,
but and again, it's not. This is the factions. This is how fights are done. In an organization, and not to pick on the Masons, but even in political parties, in the bureaucracy, there are factions always fighting for whatever. Okay. I'll shush.
No, I just had to close that out because they still got nothing yet, and I have to go here pretty quick, guys. But I want to thank everybody for coming. It's been an awesome conversation, and I think we should get together tonight and try to cheer ourselves up by doing the Plenty of Fish bio redo.
Oh yeah, that'd be fucking fun. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
POF, let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, like
I'll
I
tell
said,
you how the Masons were involved in it.
If I had a paid Tinder account, I'd be able to get the hate from these 5 women that have decided to match up with me since we've changed that one.
Oh, I want to see their pictures. I gotta see what they look like. No,
the one that I passed, who was listed as the same name as the last one that matched me,
yeah,
if she was the right one,
yeah,
holy fucking ditch pig and a half, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I should. I'm gonna have to like.
How many
dox
kids
my-
does she have?
Yeah, how many kids?
I don't know about her kids, but she did have a dog, so that's probably why she was, because I did say no dog moms.
Okay, how many puppies does she have?
I just called the one.
Never mind. I'm getting dark and sick here. So
No worries, Tom.
Was that Johnny Midnight that said that? Yeah, bro. It's like, yeah, I live a twisted life.
You speak it.
All right, guys. Well,
Emperor
like I
Mitchell,
said,
it's been a pleasure.
I'll
been
see
a
you guys
pleasure,
later.
This message was brought to you by Nordic Mead, and now your buddy owes me $2,000.
Boy.
Hey, nice.
Hey, you said it was his business. That's not my fault. You decided to promote it. And if you guys don't mind, the PayPal link is there. If you can throw a couple bucks into the fucking pot, appreciate that too. Not a necessary
Great,
thing.
my Lord Emperor.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. And again, let's show up tonight and we'll continue a conversation and have a good laugh in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As
see you
always.
then.
Brother.
Goodbye.
Johnny Midnight, Big Town Bachelor, Chris Mitchell. Have a great night.
You too, brother.
Signing off, brother. Bye-bye.
What?
All righty, gentlemen. I will end it here and keep everybody that has been involved in all these shootings and incidents in your prayers and thoughts. And if you are able to help out, like I said, I'm sure the blood banks, if you're in the area, are probably running pretty low. So if you can, maybe consider doing a blood donation as well. And stay safe, guys. And happy 4th of July for all the happiness you can get out of it.
Cheers, America.
Cheers. We're going to end this broadcast right here.
Right.